Joe, first game of the season done, a 1-0 win here against Hanwell. It was tough at times, but we got through it and earned a valuable 3 points, didn't we?
Yeah, definitely feels like league football's back after that one. It was quite brutal, really. A reminder very quickly of what Southern Premier League football can be like. I thought Hanwell, obviously the way they play is very direct, a lot of set plays, balls in the box, long throw. They're very good at it, and it's tough to deal with, and just really pleased that we stood up to that test, to be honest, because that's tough, when a team's got a really big throw and great delivery from set plays. We had to defend first and foremost today, and we did that. And obviously, because of the players that we've got, and in some ways the way that we play in transition, we're always a threat, and we created a number of really good chances today. And we feel like we probably should have scored 1 or 2 more, to be honest. But look, the most important thing obviously is 3 points, and when you open the season with a clean sheet as well, it's very pleasing.
We're obviously missing 2 standout players during pre-season, Billy Lowe's and Shaq as well, but we didn't show any signs of looking out of place today. It was a really strong performance, wasn't it?
Yeah, really good performance. I think they're obviously a big miss. They're 2 really important players for us, but I thought nearly everyone was outstanding in terms of relative to how the game needed to be played. I thought the 2 midfielders and the 2 centre-backs today were excellent. I thought the way that they play means that centrally you have to be strong, you have to compete, you got loads of aerial duels, second balls. I thought those 4 in the middle of the park were excellent. But I thought it was a good performance relative to the type of game, if that makes sense. So there was times where we could have been a bit braver on the ball. We could have tried to settle the game down a little bit, but also it is difficult. I've played, and we both played in those type of games before. It's very transitional. It's very much them, loading your box. It's throw-ins, it's corners, it's free kicks, and you naturally end up on the back foot a little bit. But I thought when we showed our quality, especially in around the box, we really came to life, and I thought actually we managed the game pretty well towards the end of it. And the biggest way I can commend the lads is I don't think we had that sort of test in pre-season. A team that's just putting it on you, putting it in the box, really aggressive, really direct, and I thought we stood up to it pretty well. I know they had a few moments, but they're going to. But I don't think there'll be many games more direct than what you saw today. So it's a good sign for us to keep a clean sheet in those type of games. But we also have to be aware that Tuesday will probably be quite different to that. So we need to make sure that we're able to adapt to the different type of games and the challenges we'll get from different teams in this league.
As Pat mentioned there, it was relentless at times, Hanwell coming forward, and obviously their set pieces were a big threat of theirs. We've got to commend almost Adam Parks and the back line today, because they put in a real shift, didn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought Parksy was outstanding. Exactly what you want from your goalkeeper in a game like that. We need him to command the box. We need Staunce, Corey, whoever's in there to lead us, to win first, and you need the people around him to win second balls. And we did that really well. It's so tough because we want to try and have a certain level of control on games, but when the opposition's very good at being direct quickly, it's very hard for you to gain control because the ball just keeps coming back. We dealt with it, I think, as well as we could have. They definitely had 1 or 2 chances they'll feel that they should have scored. We obviously feel like we should have got 1 or 2 more as well. So I do think we deserved the win overall, but that was certainly a fight and a battle. And there are plenty of games like that at this level. We know that Tuesday and Saturday will probably be a little bit different to what we experienced today, but there are plenty of teams in this league and games, especially as you get towards winter, that look like today, and we've come through that test really well. So very pleased. And the first game of the season is also always very erratic. There's a lot of emotion. It feels like there's an extra 5 or 10% more on the game, so I think that also played a part in how frantic things were. But got the win, and we're really pleased with that.
Looking ahead to a busy week of Sholing and then Bracknell, both away. How are we looking ahead to those 2 games?
I would say as 2 games come, they probably don't get a whole lot tougher in this league. I think Sholing have, as a lot of teams have put a good squad together. We've watched a few games of theirs already. They look like a decent team. Same with Bracknell, but Yeah, I think we've got to take a lot of confidence from our performance today in a lot of ways. But yes, it's important for us as staff to analyse what we think the game's going to be like on Tuesday, how it's going to be different today, and try to prepare the lads the best we can. But you know, they can definitely expect a very tough game, especially Sholing got new 3G. There's a bit of a buzz around them as a club, so it's important that we can go there and stamp our own authority on the game.